white family worth, in terms of financial worth, is 69 times more than that of black families. Given this disparity, how can you argue that racism is not a driving factor in income inequality?
Because it has nothing to do with race and everything to do with culture. And when you have a culture that doesn't... You know what? Explain to me. You explain to me why black kids aren't graduating high school. Explain that one to me. Explain to me why black kids are shooting each other in rates significantly higher than whites are shooting each other. Explain to me why 13% of the population is responsible for 50% of the murder. Explain to me why the number of black kids in prison, not for innocent reasons, not for walking down the street and getting pulled into a prison, is so high. Explain, if it has nothing to do with culture, explain to me why the single motherhood rate in the black community jumped from 20% to 70% in the same course of time that the civil rights movement has made such tremendous strides. Is America more racist now than it was in 1960? And if it is, please explain to me how that happened.
Right. Y'all seen this joke, bro?
Yo.
Gosh, that's wild.
That's wild, right?
Man,
this tie into part 3 right here, man.
Yeah. Of what? Part 3 of
Black culture trash.
Oh, yeah, it is. That's going to be the topic of this one right here.
I want to go last again on this one.
Right.
Like I got something I want to say.
Oh, man.
He can speak on those types of things from the comfortability from where he's at. I think of course, like I do believe that a white family's income spreads further than black, but that's because we're still working on us and ours. But they've been had this head start for so long in the income. Like when we talk about generational, like we're just getting on that wave. Like there's been a few of us here and there who understand generational, but we've been too solo-minded and focus on ourselves. And as long as I'm good, you know, before we can project into the next generation. So the initial question about the income, a white family's income is higher than a black family's income. Yeah. And I don't know.
69% is crazy.
Right. I don't know about numbers though. 69%.
Yeah, I haven't looked up the numbers as far as
that sounds crazy.
That sounds
retarded.
I think it's true, but I don't know the percentage.
I know about the circulation of the dollar and everything.
Yeah. That part.
It's low.
I am fighting that shit, man.
I don't know.
I need to hear it. What?
All right.
When you do that,
y'all might call me the coons and all the times and everything. But take your feelings out. Just hear me out. Take your feelings out.
FMF mob, what's good, y'all? Hey, they've been subscribing to us. Yo, we got a video with almost 10,000 views, man. Yo, but we ain't got that much subscribers. Y'all gotta make sure y'all subscribe to us, hit the comments, likes, all that stuff, man.
I would give like 98 to 99% he is right. I'm sorry. I said this is why I feel like he's right. We'll go back to part one and part 2. I still stand on my ground and say our culture is still trash. Because he did make a lot of sense. And it hurts more because it's, of course, a white man that says it. So it's gonna feel type of way. We are gonna feel type of way.
How you gonna tell us?
We are. I think even if a black man said it, a white man said it, it won't be much feelings hurt if the black man would have said it rather than the white man. So I'm trying to get the white man out of it, him saying it, and start listening to exactly what he's saying. And not without verifying the statistics, I believe they're probably very close to it, and he's kind of right. I think it's more of our culture than it's being racist. Right? Since 1960, like you said, from civil rights movement and everything, there's no stopping us from getting good grades and going somewhere or saving our money and building wealth. And it ties into what he says. We're not really taught that. So it's not really their fault. We have the same access to libraries and going to school just like they do. So we can learn and they can learn.
We have the same access.
We have the same access to these libraries for like the same 50 years like they did.
It ain't been that long.
Yeah. I think I think it's our culture that does this.
I think it's been 90s and up. You don't have no excuses. Back from prior to then, yeah. But
It's been enough time now for us to build some wealth. And when it comes to our culture, as far as the men not leading the way we need to and kids are not growing up the way they need to, is seeing that our statistic that it has grown from 20%. I know it's been 20%, and that was 70. Now in 2022, it's up to about almost 80% of the single motherhood is up. And if the kids are not brought up right to be taught correctly, because they don't have the father at home to straight as far as discipline and pushing them the right way so they'll be successful in life, that downgrades us. So we're already started at the bottom right there. And that's the reason why kind of most of our men are in jail, because if you do probably a survey, I would guarantee most of them didn't have the father in the house. So that it starts at the bottom and then it keeps on going up. And there's no repercussion on raising kids with only one parent right now. There's no repercussion on it. It's just cool now. For some reason, it's cool. I see more baby showers and weddings of just single mothers. Most time I see a picture when a woman is having a baby. Most of the time, y'all can attest to it. See if I'm wrong. It's always just her. It's never her and the man. It's mostly just her. There's no husband. It's kind of glorified. So if you go from that sense, we're not being taught right. As he's saying, we're not being taught right. So if we're not being taught right from birth, then our culture is just going to keep messing up until we just start at the bottom and be like, this is how it's supposed to be. And then generations going to get better and better. But if we don't start at the bottom and work our way up, it's not. That's why I can't get too mad at him, man. I ain't gonna lie. This is the first time he's saying it. He had me a little in my feelings. I ain't gonna lie. I felt some type of way until I actually just backed up and listened to what he actually said. He's a little right, man. I'm sorry. I can't get too mad at him, man. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Y'all may be mad at me, but I'm sorry, man. I can't get too mad at him.
So what I would say is, on the surface level, I do agree. The culture is not where it should be. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But then I had to think deeper. Where did, not just why, but where did our culture come from? Like, who established our culture? You know what I'm saying? We talk about our music. Who is the heads of the labels that produce all the music and everything? Just a question for y'all.
No, that's the same. No, you can't say it. That's the same thing I said on part 2.
That's what
if we don't make it, then they ain't putting a gun to our head to make us do the music.
What I'm saying is who's really perpetuating this culture that we talking about?
Us, cause
who's putting it on television?
We're just the instrument,
who's showing it?
Bro.
We're doing it. It starts in the beginning.
We're the instrument for it. We are the instrument for it.
Yes.
Bro, why do we do it?
Listen, I know what you're gonna say, but this is not a victim mentality. You can't ignore the fact that there has been multiple different things set in place strategically to fuck with us, to jeopardize us, and to push us into where we are now. It's oh my goodness.
It's choice, man. It's choice.
No, what I'm saying is, what I just saw something. So we talk about like single parent households or whatever like that, or divorce rates or things like that.
Right.
We might be the lowest, but it ain't like other races is super high or way above us either. We the only ones getting divorced. We might be at the bottom, but it ain't like we at 20%.
Going to statistics, it's more white people on welfare than black.
You know what I'm saying? So it's what they show, and then the perception it creates. And then the programming. That's why I try not to let my daughter watch a lot of TV, stay off of YouTube and all that, because it's a program thing. So who runs the corporations? You know what I'm saying?
But you just proved right there. Why can't everybody do what you're doing? It's choice.
Everybody don't.
It's choice. It's choice, right?
Oh yeah.
That's the whole point I'm saying. It's choice. That's their fault. Nobody's fault but theirs.
It's the culture fault.
No, it's their fault. There's a reason why. There's a reason why I don't have no kids right now without being married. There's a reason why I'm not in jail right now, because I made that choice. But that means that they can make that choice too.
It's also a reason why you can't have community without communication. All right, you made that choice, but how we say, especially with a lot of us not having the father in the household, so a lot of us grow up as strong, silent, want to be the tough guy. So if if you don't express what you learn to the next generation, to the next boy who's trying to learn something, whether he has a father in the house or not, especially if he doesn't, then he's just going to continue that mindset. It's just going to, nothing's going to change if we don't change nothing. So we got to speak on it.
Yeah, that's what we're doing here.
That's what we're doing here.
Yeah.
Y'all better listen too.
Yeah, because this topic is being serious. Y'all better pay attention, man.
So what I think, to go back to like the point, and I guess the imagery that gets shown about us is to create fear against, like we talk about, like, yo, the black man always under attack, because we're feared, we're viewed as we're feared for two reasons. We're feared because our strength and our power of what we can do and what we can accomplish. But then from the outside, that's what the higher ups. But from the outside and our immediate people, we fear because, oh, he a robber. You know what I'm saying? He might kill him. He might kill us. He gonna steal from us. It's the imagery that they put out, and now they get labeled as our culture. You know what I'm saying? That we're murderers. That, you know, we don't want to get married. We don't want to take care of our kids. Things like that, when majority of people do.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So when I look at that video and he say, oh, it's not, that's not racism, I'm like, okay, it's twofold. It might not be racism, but I think it's a byproduct of a racist system that we're overcoming, and we're now starting to talk and have these conversations where, like you said the biggest point, like we can't rely on other people to do stuff for us. Like we can't be victims anymore. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, the system is set up that way, but that's no reason for us to act the way we've been acting. Now let's go ahead, let's make better decisions now. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, so it's twofold. What he's saying is facts. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to refute his facts. But what I'm saying is, when you say culture, it's not like we in Africa and we had this culture for years and years. We started off as slaves. Or you would not. Let me rephrase that. Some of us started off as slaves. There was some free blacks and stuff back in the day, but a lot of people start off. So then we went from slavery. Then we had to figure it out. Jim Crow era. You know what I'm saying? Then we had to figure it out from there. We just figuring it out now. You know what I'm saying? This is our period of just figuring it out. Because I saw something.
Just figuring out.
I definitely do. I definitely do. Because if we don't figure it out, then we're gonna stay where we at.
I don't think we just figuring it out.
Absolutely, we are.
I think we just weak-minded. Most of us are weak-minded. I think so. I think so.
I think we're in a vulnerable
what I've
state.
seen, because we've been kings and queens, and then of course we always had Black Wall Street. We were in Black Wall Street. We were richer than we were right now.
And then what happened to it, bro?
Yeah, it did get destroyed.
So we got things against us, and stuff.
I don't think right now in 2022. I don't think nobody, a white guy at my age, has an advantage over me. I don't think they do. Not at all. I don't think so. I don't think they have no advantage of me.
I'm not going to talk about advantage. I'm speaking on the topic at hand, which is the culture. That's what he said is the reason for all of this stuff, which I do agree with. But like I said, the question comes back: who established the culture? Who put this imagery out of what our culture is?
We did.
I don't know if I agree with that.
I agree with that.
I don't know if I agree with that.
That's surface level, man.
Because do we own any television stations where we can control our narrative?
We control our body not to do it.
I agree with that. But white people,
that's how I see it, man.
But look, this the wild part, right? This the wild part. A black dude walk down the street with a gun, he a thug. But these white people been shooting mass shootings and everything, and they don't get the same label that we would get. You know what I'm saying? Why is that?
I don't think.
I'm asking. I'm not saying that's a reason, or I'm not saying we should be victims. I'm saying I think that's what the stem root of everything is. Now that we know that, let's do better.
Right.
Let's do better. You know what I'm saying? Like
true.
That's the part where we're at.
We're not trying to say, yo, like, hey, the system is against us. Oh, woe is me. No.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Things is this way. Let's make adjustments. Let's carry ourselves in a better light. Let's not be a statistic.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Let's keep our families together. Let's take care of our responsibilities. Let's stay out of jail. we on the same page with you with that, you know what I'm
we're
saying?
figuring out how to do all of that. You know what I'm saying? Like that's to figure it out, to learn anything takes vulnerability, and vulnerability to a lot of us guys, to a lot of people, means weak. So we're not weak. We're just in a vulnerable phase. We're learning, and we're growing from that. I think we're just in a fragile phase. That's what I see.
I view it, the way I view it is, I'm just trying to understand, like, yeah, we here, but why did we get here? You know, what circumstances us as a people led us to get to this point where we are killing each other at a higher rate than probably any other race. You know what I'm saying? Why our divorce rate is at the bottom. But then also, if you look at other races, they doing the exact same thing. It might not be at the... It's not like the only thing we way behind in is finances, which is a weird thing to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, why do we not have the financial, why are we not on the same level or even close to the same level as everybody else when it comes to finances?
Because we don't talk about it, because we don't trust each other and all of that.
Consume goods that don't make any money.
Exactly.
We believe in clothes and Jordans and jewelry and rims.
But we
and
come
cars.
from kings and queens, so you can't say that we're not supposed to appreciate nice things or expensive stuff. That's not the issue to me, and that could be a part of it. The issue is you can't have community without communication. We just established it. We don't trust one another. So the fact that we don't trust one another is coming from the fact that we don't even talk to one another. How can you trust somebody and build with somebody if we don't even talk to one another? So that's the issue. That's my primary purpose, is we need to at least be able to talk to one another.
Why do you think we don't talk to one another?
That's because it's been shown that we can't trust. It's propaganda, bro. It's like those messages, even if you don't focus on it, you're still gonna come across it. You're still a byproduct of it. Like, I get it all the time. People tell me like, oh, I thought you was intimidating and stuff. I'm smiling and laughing. And just because I'm a big black guy, then I'm labeled as whatever, or I'm seen as whatever, or he got anger issues, or he got problems, or, you know, be careful how you approach him, and all that stuff. Like, and trust and believe, I don't believe that a white guy has a full advantage over me either. Because I'm going to be me, and I'm going to focus on whatever it is in front of me that I need to do, whatever I need to accomplish. And our culture is built from resiliency. And I realize that that's a power of ours, but that resiliency is not controlled. So that resiliency goes towards everything. Anything that says do better, anything that says be better, anything that says, you know, develop, anything that tells you right from wrong is who are you to tell me? So we have a strong resiliency, which is a superpower of ours, but we don't know how to utilize that. So anytime that we do talk, then it usually becomes a butting head situation. So that's where I see the work, and that's why you can't have community without communication, because we need to be able to take criticism,